Gratitude in the world comes from kindness. As long as there is love in our hearts, we will meet beauty. The bear was far away until it noticed a man slowly approaching it, and it ran over quickly. Well, why would it be so impulsive? And what did it have to do with that woman? The fate of people is significant. If you have a grateful heart, things that happen to you will go smoothly. You will be rewarded for what you give. In many cases, our acts of kindness may be rewarded in the future. The most valuable thing in the world is trust and gratitude. But this isn't easy to implement in reality and requires long-term persistence. As long as we pay, though, we will be rewarded, and we should be grateful with practical actions. In a region of Russia, a woman held a bear in her arms. At the time, the scene was scary, and there were worries about a fight between them. However, it seemed that such a scenario would not happen in reality. The woman and the bear were inextricably linked. The woman had known the injured, lonely bear when she was very young. The woman was young at the time and was out with her parents. Walking on a steep part of the mountain, the woman suddenly saw the bear. It was standing alone, and the woman's parents didn't know what was happening. After seeing the bear, they felt strange, but they didn't rush forward. It was a bear, and it had a certain aggressiveness, and if it attacked them, well, there was a good chance that the woman would not be able to escape. So the woman's parents wanted to walk around the bear, but the woman refused and asked her parents to come closer to see the bear because she found a lot of blood on the bear's legs. Her parents looked at her pleading eyes and had no choice but to accept. It was only later that they found out that the bear was badly injured in the leg and couldn't move. And so finally they took the bear home and healed it. The bear had nothing against them when they first started living together. It seemed that it was that way because it had been separated from its family for a long time, so it enjoyed a warm family atmosphere. Under their attentive care, the bear's wound was treated in time, and the woman was always with it. In her spare time, the woman was very willing to spend time with the bear and liked the bear's simple and innocent smile. Initially, she thought the bear would be sent to the rescue center after its wounds healed, but she was worried that the bear would be hurt, so she proposed to raise it for a while so that it could have the ability to prey independently and not starve to death in nature. The bear lived with the family for a long time before finally leaving when he fully recovered. 7 years later, the woman returned to the mountain and found the steep face intentionally. Just as she continued walking, a bear suddenly ran out of the woods, ran to the woman, and hugged her in its arms. This woman was amazed by the enthusiasm of this bear. Although she expected to meet this bear, she did not expect the bear to remember her 7 years later, which is incredible. The woman was delighted looking at the bear that had grown up, and it seemed like it was doing well. It was not only taller, but it was also a lot wider than before. The woman stroked the bear's shoulders and slick body and smirked, feeling lucky and grateful to have met the bear again. The bear also seemed very happy to look at the woman. In addition to smirking, it slapped the woman's back with its arms. It seemed that it was also very excited. It really knew how to be grateful. The story I'm about to tell you now is also quite touching. The lovable bear and its benefactor had a friendship for many years. About 23 years ago, the couple adopted a 3-month-old brown bear at the zoo. When they first met, the couple loved the brown bear, especially because it was so cute. So they named it Tammy. Because of its very young age and frailty, the couple took care of it for a long time when they adopted it. By the time they met Tammy, it had lost its mother. Tammy was very weak due to its mother's lack of milk when it was born and the poor conditions in the postpartum period. The dire situation left the zoo staff overwhelmed. Since Tammy came to the zoo, bad guys had been trying to catch him. The couple was very distressed about this, and they were worried that the bad guys would take it away, so they applied to the management for the right to adopt it. Tammy was very obedient, and since it came to the family, it never took an initiative to cause trouble. It was still a little uncomfortable, though, when the couple initially brought Tammy home. When it saw humans appear, it couldn't help but find a place to hide, and it seemed that it didn't want to get along with humans at all. But Tammy slowly realized that it could be done, or else it would have nothing to eat. As Tammy got to know the couple slowly, it became less aloof, and stopped by the couple occasionally after it had eaten. The couple treated Tammy very patiently, and would not force Tammy to change its attitude quickly and get acquainted with the living environment. Rather, they slowly guided it to getting acquainted with them. Over time, they became less like strangers, and Tammy was happy to be with them. Life is like a cup of tea. It will not be bitter all the time. The couple's kindness and attentiveness were recognized by Tammy. Maybe it was to repay them, or maybe because Tammy was just kind. In the more than 20 years that they lived together, Tammy had never hurt them. At that time, at all times, it would obey them. Even if it didn't fully understand them, it wouldn't take an initiative to cause them trouble. With their company for a long time, Tammy liked them even more. If they were there, it would not only amuse them, but it would also help them do something within its power.